Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Reynolds Outdoors. And today on the counter we have three of the most popular options for home defense. And this is a common question we get all the time in the store is, what's the best option for home defense? A lot of people automatically think it's a shotgun, or a lot of people think it's a handgun. And so we're going to try to shed some light on the subject and maybe touch on pros and cons of each one of these three options. These tend to be the most popular options here in the store that people select for personal defense or home protection. So we're going to try to give as much of our knowledge and what we have.
The little we have.
Yeah, the little we have. Because we don't know what we're doing. But we're going to try to give you as much information on each gun and why it may or may not be a good option for you. And so I'm going to start with the gun closest to me, and that's the 12 gauge shotgun. And this particular gun happens to be a Benelli 12 gauge M2 tactical. And of course, these are all my guns. I had to bring my own guns here because we're running out of guns to show you. So I went ahead and brought my own. And so Michael, why do people select 12 gauge shotguns for home protection?
Yeah, so I mean, kind of as Seth said, in the past few months, really the past year, everybody's coming in wanting a defense gun, wanting something to protect their homes, just because, I mean, the past year has been crazy with COVID, riots, you name it, it's happened. Typically what we're going to push them towards to start with is a shotgun. It's just simple, it's easy, and within a home setting, you're not going to beat a shotgun blast. It's a bigger impact than say a rifle or pistol round would be. And I mean, within, let's say 10, 20, even 50 yards, depending on how big your home is, that shot from a shotgun, it's going to be king. It's as far as lethality of that round, you're just not going to beat that. Yep. Also, like I said, it's just simple. It's very easy. Most people are familiar with like an old pump action style shotgun. A lot of people probably have them on their beds right now, just because, like I said, they're to the point. They're basic. You pump, you shoot. With semi-autos here, you don't have to pump. It's going to auto load, which is a lot easier in a lot of instances. But yeah, I mean, especially too, as far as over penetration, that's one thing people don't think about within a home. If you've got kids next to you, family members next to you in the room over, the shotgun, it's not going to penetrate as much as a rifle round will. Now, don't underestimate it. It's still, I mean, as far as a sheetrock wall, if you've got number 4 buck or really any buckshot, it's going to blow a hole in that wall and keep going. So don't underestimate that shot, but it's not going to go as far as a rifle round would. So within a home confines, it's going to be pretty advantageous for that. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Seth?
Yeah, those are all great points. The versatility of a shotgun is just, I mean, it can do so many different things. I mean, especially with the different types of shells you can load into it. They're really just excellent multi-tools.
Exactly.
But pump actions, however, I personally don't use for home protection. Why I selected a semi-automatic, well, if my wife needs to use it, all she has to do is click the safety off. I can train her the same way I train her with, rifles or, whatever. She just clicks the safety, or, if there's not a round in chamber, show her how to, load the shotgun, make it ready. There's, she's not going to short chuck it. And that's the biggest problem on pump actions. So now I'm not saying, just don't disregard pump actions altogether. That's just my hot take on it. And and I went with the little bit more expensive, the Benelli, and of course you can go with the $1,800, $1,900 M4 if you want. But I mean, these things, M2 tactical will run you around $1,200, $1,300 depending on where you're shopping for them at. So I recommend spending a little bit extra on something you're gonna depend on to save your life, especially if you're going with a semi-automatic shotgun. They just tend to be a little bit more reliable. Just get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And also run good shells through it. Make sure they're they're going to work when you need them to work. So pros and cons, shotgun. Pro, yeah, it's 12 gauge buckshot. You're putting a lot of shot down range. It's very devastating on a target, intruder, whatever, and you're not as likely to shoot through your home into several homes next to you. So that's a good reason. That's a very good point for the shotgun. Con, magazine limitation. You get, most shotguns come standard with 5+1. This, you can get, the plus 7+1 mag extensions for most shotguns. So that, you can get up to 8 rounds in a with an 18.5-inch barrel. So that's still a good bit, but handguns and rifles, I mean, 20,
Yeah.
30, 50, whatever rounds, you can load them up,
drum mag on there if you want
drum
to.
mag, yeah, just do it big. Stendos for days for all the other guys, but these, you can get side saddles, you can get slings with extra shells on them, so you can carry more shells on your person, but then you got to start reloading, and always get training. You find a class, somebody knows what they're doing, not just your uncle down the street. Yeah, sure, I'll show you how to shoot cans with a shotgun. No, find someone who's trained, has paperwork that says they're trained, and go take a shotgun class, tactical shotgun class, and just get that good training. I know that's hard to do, and into 2021, it's very difficult. We understand. Finding some snapcasts, at least you can learn how the gun functions and dry fire, do those kind of drills, and there's lots of good content out there online to read and watch videos and study. So yeah, shotguns. Is it a good fit for you? It just depends on all those factors. So we'll move on to right here. Here we go. Handgun. This is a Glock 17 9mm. This is a Gen 4 MOS model, outfitted with a TLR1 HL and a Venom red dot. So handguns, you've probably seen the old commercials with Arlie Ermy for Glock when he, something goes bump in the night, he grabs his gun out of the nightstand. Yeah. And I remember looking at those commercials. I'm like, well, there's no light. I don't know if he has night sights, but and again, I'll back up a step. This shotgun, if I was going to use it for home defense, I would definitely have a flashlight on that pick rail. Yeah. It's not on there right now. I don't know where it's at, but I haven't been using this exclusively for home defense. But if I was, I got lights I can slap on there.
Kind of mom-ing it up, man.
Yeah, you gotta have a light. And I've talked about that in my essential AR video. If you're going to use it for home defense, especially, you got to be able to identify your target. So that's why and a lot of times I'll just set this on my nightstand, and it's got the flashlight, the red dot. I put a good amount of rounds through it, and I'd feel confident if I needed to use it. But a lot of people think that handguns are not a very good choice. Why would you? What's your thoughts on handguns?
Yeah, like the shotgun, I think the handgun is extremely versatile. I think that's what it has going for it for the most part. If you want to put it in your truck console to take it down the road somewhere, if you want to put it on your person to carry it somewhere, you can. And then when you get inside, put it in your bedstand. Man, it's got a lot of applications, especially if you're living maybe like in an apartment in really closed quarters, if you're a college kid, something like that. There's a lot of times where you can't have a giant shotgun sitting right there moving around hallways or small little areas in an apartment, and that's where a pistol is really going to help shine in that area. Just because it's not this big, long 18.5-inch barrel. It's right here wherever you need it. So it's very, very versatile. One thing I want to touch on what Seth just said as far as the importance of these lights. The importance of identifying your target is huge. If somebody busts in your door, 99% of the time they're going to have ill intent. You know what you got to do. But say, your drunk uncle, drunk buddy comes in, stumbling in the door at 3 o'clock a.m. in the morning.
Been there.
You don't want to just start unloading. You don't want to just start unloading on them. You want to be able to shine a light, see who it is. If it's a threat, then do whatever you have to do. But if it's, like I said, your buddy stumbling at 3 a.m. because he's been drinking all night, that's not going to be good if you unload a magazine into them, So identifying your target is huge, and it's something a lot of people don't even think about, but it's a big deal. Also, Seth, he's got on top a red dot right here. Red dots are becoming a way of the future. They might take a little bit of time getting used to them, but once you get used to them, people, I almost require them on my rifles, my ARs, just because they're so easy, especially on pistols. They're becoming that way. It's night and day difference. And what do you think on that, Seth?
Yeah, when I started shooting with the red dot, I thought I was an okay shot, but when I slapped that on there and got over through the learning curve, got the hundreds of reps in, just drawing and trying to find the dot is the biggest the biggest hurdle I had to face with it. And I read what experts had to say, studied, like how to do it, just dry firing at a spot on the wall, and just learning how to get that muscle memory to find that dot. I'm still no expert on it. It's still a learning thing, but I feel confident. I can draw pretty quick and get on target pretty fast. I'm not fishing around for the dot. That's the biggest thing to get over. But once you do, it's like once you get heated power leather seats, you're not going to go back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way of the future, and it's where, you know, where the industry's going. Most, even small handguns like Hellcats and the SIGs XL, 365 XLs are all coming ready for the little micro dots on carry guns now.
Yeah.
So it's becoming more of the new standard. So big believer in the red dots, flashlights, and of course training. A lot of people, the biggest criticisms of handguns that I've heard, people say, "Oh, you're not going to train enough. You're not going to get the training you need to be proficient with a handgun." You know, and there's validity to that. So, you know, again, everything I'm saying, every one of these guns, it doesn't matter which one you choose. If you don't train with it, it doesn't matter. You're not going to do well when it matters. So it's really important to seek that training when you can, and you might have to take out a loan to go buy some ammo off somewhere, but it is what it is. But all right, I think we've covered covered everything on the handgun. So let's move on to America's rifle, the AR-15.
Does not stand for assault rifle.
No, it doesn't. That's okay.
Get that out of the way.
We still get people asking, "Do you sell assault rifles?" No, we do not.
Assault shotguns too. We hear that recently as well.
These are defensive weapons or sporting weapons, hunting weapons. I mean, that's you know. But anyways, this is, and also this gun you've probably seen before. My essential accessories for AR-15 video. I think it's missing the magnifier now, but oh well, you get the idea. So again, I've got the essentials, the sling, and on the AR, I don't like to mall ninja my guns up too bad. I just like to keep the simple accessories: forward grip, flashlight, you know, the stream light, of course, the sling, and the optic. And I got backup irons, you know, Troy sights, just in case my red dot fails me. So AR-15s, pros and cons, Micah, of an AR-15 as a home defense firearm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great option. I mean, as far as out of these three, if you're more proficient with AR and you shoot ARs a lot, you're probably going to want to go with AR more. You do have to pay attention a lot more to that over penetration, like we talked about to begin with, because I mean, you know, like I said, family members, somebody in the next room over in the living room, that rifle round is going to zip through those walls, okay? And it's going to go possibly to the next house over. You need to know what's beyond you, you know, if there's a house beside you. So if you're in a really tight neighborhood or you've got a big family inside your house, it might not be the best option. Now, where I think this could shine is if, let's say, you know, you live on a farm, you've got a lot of land around your house to where you might need to take things outside at some point. AR is going to be golden for that. I mean, you know, if you got to stretch out a little bit where that shotgun's not going to do you any good, if you have a larger home, man, that AR is really going to do an awesome job. And you do, like, one of the cons we have with the shotgun, yeah, it's a great shotgun blast, but it's only, I mean, up to 8 really if you have the long mag tube. With this, you can put however many mags, I mean, however capacity mag you want. They have 10s, they have 30s, they have 100, whatever you want to do, you can put an AR. So I mean, it's got a lot of pros in that situation, but if you have a big family, I might be a little weary of it. I mean, what do you think about that sense of it?
Yeah. Again, AR-15, very modular firearm, lots of different purposes for it, unlike what the anti-gun media might tell you. It is America's, it's been dubbed America's rifle, teeth of the Second Amendment. It's, you know, we sell a ton of these. I mean, we probably sell more for farmers just taking out predators and hogs and coyotes, just protecting their farm and their crops with these things. And I mean, that's mostly what, I mean, as far as what we sell on average throughout the year. You know, guys getting thermal optics on them, taking out hogs, you know, at night, and, you know, outfitting them with suppressors. And that leads another thing, these guns are loud. A big con of the AR-15, it's stinking loud.
I forgot about it, yeah.
So indoors, it's very, very loud, and it's going to be devastating on your ears. So you can imagine, you fire this in a defensive situation inside your home, your ears are going to be going.
It might blow your eardrums.
It could
that's happened.
seriously damage your hearing. So a lot of guys subscribe to the the 300 Blackout and the AR pistol or SBR. They get suppressors. They get they make sure they got the right weighted buffer tube so the gun runs well with the suppressor and all that good stuff. And using 300 Blackout, it's 30 caliber rounds necked up in a 5.56 casing, so it's a much larger round. It's moving a lot slower, but it's going to protect your hearing. And if you need to, if you got family members calling out to you in the chaos, your ears aren't going to be ringing. You're not going to be deaf from that loud blast of a rifle. So that's another thing to consider. Now again, if you're in a big open barn style home, or if you're by yourself and you're out in the middle of the woods and you live alone, I'm sorry, but then hey, if somebody's out there that's not supposed to be there, then have at it. You don't care about your hearing, but that's on you. So yeah, there's lots of things. So there's lots of things to consider with each gun, and we're not going to tell you the perfect one for you. And that's what our job is, to just ask you these questions. We ask our customers these questions, like try to figure out what they're doing. And another thing on the handgun, if I could back up a sec, a lot of people just carry handguns, and that's their one. It's just lots of college ladies and single moms or what they use these as their everyday carry and their nightstand, and just kind of they keep the gun with them all the time.
Yeah. So
they train with it, they know it, they live with it. I mean, that's all they use, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to tell anyone they're wrong for that, for going that route. Just again, remember, if the time comes at night, which most things happen at night, bad things that is if somebody's going to break in your house, you got to assume it's going to happen when you least expect it, and you're sleeping and lights are off. So are you going to be able to assess, to address the threat appropriately and be able to identify your target? So those are all questions you need to ask yourself. And some gun shops have more ammo than, like, some guys in Georgia say, oh, we got all this 9mm, but we got no 5.56, and we may have 5.56.
Yeah.
So it's different. I mean, stores are getting different things in at a time. So I know it's tough, but just get as much ammo as you can. Focus on that, and just get the training. I know, again, it's tough. We get it. It's frustrating. I'd like to go shoot, but I can't shoot as much as I'd like to these days, because we can't even get ammo. Yeah. So yeah, I think we pretty much hit all the key. We touched on all the major pros and cons of each one, and again, if you want to see more about what I did with this gun, just go back and check out the Essential AR video. And I'm probably I might do some, if you want to see more content like that, if you got questions about, if I was going to use a shotgun, what kind of, what shells would you use in this scenario? I mean, there's slugs and buckshot. Well, theoretically, if you can find them. So that's another thing. Anything else, Micah, you want to add that I might have missed? Or?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't an exhaustive view of everything for these three guns, and this is just kind of a overall, hopefully hit the main points of each type of firearm, why you want them, why you wouldn't, maybe to help better with your choice of what you want for your defense gun. Because like we were saying, there's a lot of reasons why you should or maybe shouldn't in your situation pick one of these guns. So just trying to help you with that decision. And I wouldn't pick one because of ammo availability right now, just because everything's hard to come by. Yes. So
good point.
I'd pick the one that felt best, what do you think you're best with, and wait for the ammo, just because, like I said, it's all hard to come by. Mm-hmm. There's going to be times where you can't find each of it. So pick one, like it, stick with it, train, shoot with what you know.
All right, yep. Well, all good points there. I think that about covers it, and we just want to thank all you guys. I should have done this a long time ago when we went over 1,000 views. I'm sorry, it's just been such a chaotic year. Thank you. We're almost at 2,000. I'm sorry, subscribers. Almost 2,000 subscribers. But it doesn't. I mean, hey, and we appreciate it, and we're not being monetized at all, because YouTube doesn't. They find our content harmful and dangerous somehow. So I don't really get that, but so we're doing this because we love it's fun, and we think it might, if we can help somebody spread some awareness and push gun safety as much as we can, we're going to do it, and hopefully we're being a good representation of gun owners out there. And we want you all to be too. So
Yep.
thank you so much, seriously, for watching us, and we're going to keep doing these videos as long as you guys keep watching, and appreciate the comments. I'm trying to get through there and read the comments and get back to people. Yeah, that's tough. This YouTube's not easy. Anyone tells you that it's not easy, and it's, you know, we do this at the end of the day after we've been here 9 hours, so to continue talking about guns when the store's closed, it's a little bit tougher than it might seem, but we love doing it, and we thank you guys for watching, and as always, see you next time.
And hey, if you want to find out whenever we get new guns like this in, new ammo in, check us out, Facebook, Instagram. We try to post every day, all the newest stuff. You know, it's going quick, so once you see it, jump on it. We post on it every day.
My bad. Okay, in the video now. All right.
See ya.
All right, thanks for watching.